and that host is our multiple six-figure earner, Ruby Director Melissa Brower with hosting duties. So thank you so much. And we want to just continue the first half of this call and cover our new member orientation. This is something that I used to do a lot when I first started in the network marketing business, because getting a new member started off right is one of the four income producing activities. And we'll talk about all those this evening, but I used to do a very specific type of new member orientation. If you haven't heard the previous call that we did, the recording is there in the Facebook group. Please listen to that recording. I feel like it'll be on YouTube sooner than later. Just depends on which one of our technically savvy members will go ahead and get that uploaded for us. Uh, but what ends up happening is I ended up kind of getting away from that. The more we started to do in this industry online, we did a lot more new member orientations online, which is great. We did a lot less in person. And then when the pandemic happened for a couple of years, which was very, very unfortunate time, the company grew about 300%, which was not a shock because HBN was in a perfect position for explosive growth. But we were unable to do hardly anything in person. So we really got away from doing more in-depth new member orientation and teaching and conducting ourselves like consultants, basically. So we just want to very quickly, we went through the first 5 steps the other day. We'll do a review of those, and we're going to finish up the last 5 steps of the new member orientation. That's going to help all of our new members, and it's going to help members who are starting people off right. One of the things I notice that you have a lot of talented reps in this business, a lot of talented reps in the industry, but the reason why they don't sponsor a lot of people is because on a subconscious level, they don't feel like they can help that person win. I'm gonna say that again. You have a lot of talented people in the industry, a lot of talented people, you know, in the company, all over the place, all over the world. But sometimes people have difficulty, okay, sponsoring people at a high level. You may use the exact script I use, the exact clothes I use. Your results may even be similar to mine were when I first started in this business, but you may not get the same result because on a deep subconscious level, you may not feel as if you have enough skill or results or success or even know what to do to take somebody and help them become a six-figure earner or a seven-figure earner because you've never helped anybody do that before. But we want to eliminate that for you tonight. The process we're going to be going over very quickly tonight, I say very quickly, is not my process. I learned it from one of my mentors, Randy Schrader. Randy learned it from his mentor, Nathan Ricks. Nathan learned it from Richard Call, who's a mentor to so many people in the industry that people have never heard of. Richard Call. Richard Call learned it from probably Dexter or Bill Britt, who learned it from Dexter Yeager, and so on and so forth. And it goes back a long way. So this is not my process. I've tweaked it over the years to make sense for HBN. And this is why I think we just have the number over the years. Why I've had success in helping people achieve the incomes that they want to have is because, I tend to start people off right. Now, if they want to deviate from what I do, I have just as many stories of helping people achieve incredible income as I do of people achieving that income and then deciding to go do it their own way. And that's personally they're right. So I learned from my mistakes. Hopefully other people are learning from theirs and we'll start from there. So the first step when you're starting off a new member, step number one, as we mentioned before, is to create emotional and mental barriers to exit. All right. And the only example we used was myself and Joe Davis and some other individuals start a Chinese food restaurant, $500,000 we invest into this restaurant. 6, 7 months into the restaurant, we're not making the money we want to make. The sales are not where they need to be. We're not making incredible profit at that restaurant. But we invested $500,000 a piece, so give or take, to start this big time restaurant. And when things aren't going right, are we going to say, well, fellas, let's wrap it up and go start a new restaurant and cut our losses at over $500,000? Absolutely not. We are going to figure out what is the problem. Is it the parking lot not clean? Do we need better lighting? Do we need a better chef? Do our employees need better uniforms? Like, what is it? We are going to figure it out because we invested so much. We are not going to just throw $500,000 down the drain. Absolutely. And then go spend more money to start again. But yet in network marketing, people do that all the time because it doesn't cost a lot of money to start network marketing. Okay, we need to instruct people before they even join. Okay, before they even fill out the power line, sometimes I politely recommend that you create a mental and emotional barrier to exit. Ask them, why are you even looking to get started? Let's talk about your goals very briefly. Like, you want to make money, you want to be healthy, because if you just want to be healthy, you don't need to do this business. You just need to use these products and let them change your life as they have so many other people all around the world. Okay, but if they want to make money, say fantastic. First step, let's get you in that power line. That's only an email address, takes 2 seconds. But let's also create mental and emotional barriers to exit, because if we don't, Okay, when the going gets rough, you're gonna get going out the door, and you're gonna jump from company to company to company to company. And ladies and gentlemen, I've said this 1,000 times. You can never create long-term residual income in the hundreds of thousands and millions of dollars by jumping from company to company to company to company. If you think you can do that, you're kidding yourself. And the results of that foolish line of thinking is all over everybody's Facebook timeline forever. All right. So step number one, create mental and emotional barriers to exit. You got more questions in that? Listen to the previous recording. Step number two, okay, in the new member orientation, you need to help them place the appropriate initial order. I want you to underline the word appropriate. Why? Because it's appropriate for them what they initially order. Okay, it's about them. All right, based on their goals. All right, based on their product needs, based on their willingness to achieve those goals, based on their current financial situation. Okay, help them place their appropriate initial order. It's not about what Will's. Well, I did a VP pack my second week in the business, so you need to do a VP pack. No, no, I didn't say that. I said place the appropriate initial order, and it's all about them. Okay, it's all about them. That is a fact. All right, it's all about them, and you got to be very, very clear with them about that, about what they place. Someone who wants to come in and make six figures their first 6 months, it's possible. It's been done, not very likely, but it can be done. But those type of individuals typically start with the biggest VP pack we have for certain reasons, which we'll talk about a little bit later. Other people who just want to test out the water, they may be working 3 or 4 or 5 part-time jobs and don't really have a lot of income. Listen, you want to go with the highest available pack that you can afford without putting financial pressure on your family. We want to alleviate financial pressure, not create it. So the top package is not always appropriate for everybody, but how do you know? Act like a consultant, and consultants have conversations. That's step two. Help them place the appropriate initial order based on their goals and their personal situation, and so on and so forth. Number three, new member orientation. Step number three, place auto ship if appropriate. Set up their auto ship if appropriate. Set it up with them. Show them how to set up the auto ship if appropriate. Auto ship is only appropriate for people who want to create long term, okay, stable, duplicatable, predictable income. Period. In fact, auto ship is only for people who want to truly separate themselves from the generation of income. If you ever want beach money, you want walkaway money, you want money where you can, go on vacation for 2 or 3 weeks and still get paid every single day from HBN, you need to understand that you need to have a culture, a mandate, basically, of auto ship if appropriate. Every business that's ever started in the history of the world has overhead. Overhead is typically going to be a monthly expense. If you think that you can get away and become a top earner in network marketing and make beach money, mailbox money, checks after check after check while you sleep, if you think you can do that without paying overhead, again, you're kidding yourself. And anyone who tells you that is simply not being honest with you. Okay, we only want to tell you the truth about what it takes to make the money, and then you can decide whether or not you want to operate at activity levels high enough to achieve those goals. Okay, so what I tell people is if you want a stable, duplicatable, predictable business, let's get your auto ship set up. It needs to be a minimum 100 CV. If you're thinking about making money, it needs to be a serious 100 CV. Otherwise, you're leaving too much money on the table. Anything else is just a lie. Okay, we've been there and done that. We've tried it every single way, learn from our mistakes. There are no new mistakes at HBN. There are only new people making old mistakes and old people making old mistakes. There are no new mistakes at HBN. We've made them all already. Not setting your auto ship up if you want to be a top earner is simply a mistake. Okay, just understand that. All right. And what I really like to do is to tell people, promise when I personally sponsor somebody, I need you can cut off your auto ship anytime you want, but promise me, okay, don't kid yourself. Promise me that before you turn off your auto ship, you will call me so we can talk about what's going on. You can still turn it off, but call me first. Promise me. Give me your word that you will call me first. If you got to call me 2 or 3 days in a row, message me, so be it. You will be on the phone with me, okay, before you turn off your auto ship so we can talk about what's going on. All right. That has made me more money than I care to think about. And I can tell you personally, it will make you more money as well, because when you sign people up here and you let them do 25 CV and no auto ship at all, you're not setting them up to win. You're setting them up to fail. And the crazy thing is, when they fail, which they will, they're going to blame you. How do I know? Because it's happened to me literally hundreds and hundreds of times. All right. And I don't want that to happen to you. Set them up to win and put them in the best position to win. And we'll see what happens after that. But place your auto ship if appropriate. It's the only way you can separate yourself from the generation of income. It's the only way that you can have a stable, predictable, duplicatable business that pays you beach money, mailbox money, get paid while you sleep, and also have your newly sponsored reps. Listen, I'm going to pour a lot of time, energy, and effort into you, but I need you to make me a promise. I need you to make me a promise today. Okay. If you're going to do this and you're serious about doing this, if you ever decide to turn your auto ship off, promise me that you will call me first. Okay, so we can talk about what's going on and you can still decide to do it after we talk if you so choose. Okay, step number 4, new member orientation, is that they must complete a back office review. In our 6 steps to 6 figures, we call that back office basics. All right, complete a back office review. This is critical. Ladies and gentlemen, if myself, Joe Davis, and Marcus Jones and Lillian Corville spent that $500,000 apiece on investing and starting the biggest, finest restaurant in the history of the world, okay, uh, and especially if it was a franchise, which most top tier restaurants are at this point, franchise, Chick-fil-A, doesn't matter what it is. We start a restaurant, there's going to be an operations manual for franchisees. There's going to be an operations manual. There's going to be a really thick book called Policies and Procedures, and any violation of those could torpedo our business in a heartbeat. Okay, if we spent that much money, we would have read those books. We would have paid people to read those books. We would have paid the attorneys to go through reading those books and then tell us anything we need to know from the books in case we missed something when we read them. But people start a network marketing business, and guess what? They don't go through policies and procedures. They just click that box and they say, I understand. Okay, people do not go through the operations manual. They just say, hey, what I need to do. Okay, very, very lazy mentality there. We're going to give your new members a homework assignment because they got to get this stuff figured out. Now, I personally went through all HBN links a week or two ago, just when I was getting this training set up for you guys and girls, and we have over 100 links, and that is not including the product links. If you click all the product links, we're up over the 200s. Okay, so what do I recommend people do to complete a back office review and educate yourself to know and understand all resources? I'll say it again. What homework assignment is step number 4? Complete a back office review. Okay, what homework assignment do I politely recommend that you give your new members? Okay, so that they know and understand all resources. I recommend that they log into the back office and they click 3 links a day for the first 30 days. Okay, they should be clicking 3 links a day for the first 30 days. Suffice it to say, I think there are only 2 people on this entire call, other than myself, who have clicked every single HBN link in this back office, and it's probably Seymour Greenwich Blake, Marcus Jones, and possibly Melissa Brower as well, and myself. I don't think there's no disrespect to anybody. I don't think anybody's clicked all 100 some links. How do I know that? Because I still get way too many questions from people. I'm gonna just be frank. I still get way too many questions from people. That simply lets me know you have not gone through every single link in the back office. Okay, that's just what it is. All right. So that's step number 4. Complete a back office review, and it came with a homework assignment. All right. Be very clear about that. Step number 5. Okay, this is where we stopped last time, was to build belief. Build belief is very, very important because there are a certain level of predictable negative things that will happen when a person joins a business. I'll say it again, building belief, step number 5 in new member orientation is very, very important because there are a certain amount of very, very predictable, okay, very, very predictable negative experiences that people will have their first 30, 60, 90 days in this business, like people joining and quitting, okay, people quitting before they ever join, people saying they're going to join and never joining, people telling them not only are they not going to join, but here's why: it's a pyramid, it's a scam, it's a scheme, it's whatever. I don't trust those people, I don't trust those companies, blah, 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 and on and on and on. There'll be people who buy product and return product. That's all kind of stuff that'll happen their first 30, 60, 90 days. It is what it is. On the positive side of the scale, okay, when it comes down to step number 5, build belief, we know there's a bunch of predictable negatives. What's the predictable positive? The predictable positive, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be that they're going to have a good product experience. We know that based on these HBN products, they will have a positive product experience no matter what product they use, because our products are incredible. Point blank, period, end of story. It's kind of why we're all here. So that's still, though, that positive product experience is not enough. It's not enough to keep them in the business building game, because the weight on the side of the scale marked positive is so outweighed by the weight on the side of the scale marked negative. So we have a homework assignment that I completed myself many years ago. I recommend everybody does it. Okay, it's a homework assignment to put some positive weight on that scale. And what is their homework assignment? It is to cultivate the habit of daily personal development. Well, Will, how specifically do we do that? Okay, I recommend that their first 100 days in a business, they watch 100 videos. Now, these videos do not have to be long. If you're on this Zoom right now, this counts as your video for the day. It's okay. But if we don't have a Zoom or something like that, you need to watch a video, even if it's just a 3-minute long video from the One Team One Dream YouTube channel. Or anybody who's currently building HB, and that's a top earner, the Marcus Jones, the Chuck Holmeses, the Will Zanders YouTube channels and things like that, Melissa Brower's YouTube channel, Landy Martin's YouTube channel. You just need to be watching at least one video a day. Coach Sonic Jones YouTube channel. You only need to be watching one video a day. Okay, even if the video is 3 or 4 minutes long, you need to watch one video per day. Now, eventually, you're going to say, okay, I've seen at least 50, 60, 70 HBN videos. My belief is getting up there. I've seen videos on the products. I've seen videos on the company. I've seen Joe Davis's training on the compensation plan. I've seen it all. I'm gonna start watching some personal development videos. Okay, personal development videos on how to build my mindset, my integrity, my loyalty, my belief, working on my subconscious mind, my financial education, things of that nature. You start watching videos about staying motivated, leadership, okay, timing. You start watching videos that aren't just about HBN and not just about HBN comp plan, not just about HBN leadership, not just about HBN products, not just how to build an HBN business, but you start doing the personal development in the form of daily videos as well. If I ever talk to you having a bad day, I'm going to ask you, what video did you watch today? If it's one of my new members, I'll say, fantastic. We can talk about how so-and-so quit your business. Let me ask you, what business did you watch today? You may say, well, I got somebody signed up. I'm so excited. I'm going to say, fantastic. We'll talk about it in a second. What video did you watch today? You have a homework assignment that will take you 100 days to complete. Notice with step 4, we didn't say do a million links in one day. It'll just be a blur of information and you won't create any habits and you won't remember anything. We didn't say watch 100 videos in one day. It is one video per day. The shorter, the better for your first 100 days. And it is in my personal experience that you're going to put enough weight on the positive side of the scale for your new member to be around long enough to experience some success. All right. So let's pause right there, step 5, just like we did last time. And I'm going to make this statement. People fail at MLM, at network marketing, at HBN because they don't do what they would do if they were involved in any other business. Okay, that's why step 1, create mental and emotional barriers to exit, basically mental reasons not to quit, is step 1 and is so very important. The second statement I'll give you before we move on to step 6, okay, is that how much skill and talent does it take to create a mental and emotional barrier to exit? None. How much skill and talent does it take to fill out a power line? None. It just takes desire and a willingness to do it. It just takes desire and willingness to create a mental and emotional barrier to exit. Reasons not to quit. Your top 20 reasons why. Okay. It just takes willingness and desire, all right, to fill out a power line link. How much talent, how much skill, how much charisma, how big a team does it take for you to place your appropriate initial order? It takes none. It takes desire and it takes willingness. Okay. How much skill and talent does it take to place an auto ship if appropriate? Okay, your auto ship based on what your goals are and what type of money you want to make and how long you want to make it. How much skill and talent does it take to place a appropriate auto ship? None. It takes desire and willingness. How much talent and skill does it take to complete a back office review by clicking 3 links a day for 30 days? To know and understand all resources. How big a team does that take? How much money do you have to have made in network marketing to be able to do that? None. It just takes desire, it takes willingness. How much skill and timing and how much skill and talent and how big a team does it take to watch a video every day for 100 days? None. It takes desire, it takes willingness. And ladies and gentlemen, people will fail because they will not do the things that they would do if they were involved in any other business. Step 6. Okay, step 6, you have to create a preliminary trial consumer list. I'm going to say that again 2 more times. Step number 6, in a new member orientation. This is for my new members. This is what I would say if I had personally sponsored you. Okay, I wish I was with you in person right now, but I'm not. Okay, although we will be handing this out in the workbook format at the Orlando event, and it's a special photo static type of paper that cannot be copied. Okay, so you must be in the Orlando event to get a copy of the workbook that includes this. And because of the type of paper it is, you could say, oh, I'm just going to get my plugged in sponsor to bring it to me. I'm going to let them spend all their time and all their money traveling, and I'm going to just get the benefits. No, you won't, because they can't even photocopy this. You can try to do it with a phone camera, it won't work. Did that cost us a lot more money? Sure it does. But the point is, I'm giving people an incentive to show up in Orlando, and I want the people who come to Orlando to have the results that the people who aren't willing to sacrifice will not get. Will, that's not fair at all. Yes, it is. It's my information. It's my workbook. You get it for free when you show up to the event, and that's life. All right. You want to be there, be square. I don't know what else to tell you. Okay. The workbooks are going to help you, and they're going to help your new members as well. A lot of valuable information in there. Okay. Now, when I say create a preliminary trial consumer list, okay, create a preliminary trial consumer list, what does that mean? It means you need a list of your hot market people. I'm not going to do a hot market training right now. That would take too long. We'll do it on another call. Major Marcus Jones and Melissa Brower, another one of our top earners at HBN, they do incredible trainings on hot markets, as do I. But we're not doing that tonight. We actually do a hot market training at every single boot camp that we have. We'll be doing another one live in Orlando. Okay. But you need to launch your business in the hot market. And in order to do that, you need to have your new member create a preliminary trial consumer list. And that's going to be an average of anywhere from 4, 5, 6, on average, 11 people who are in what we call their hot market. It's the people so close to them that if they had a flat tire at 4 in the morning, they would come pick them up with no questions asked. Your hot market, the people that you're going to be putting a list of people together at number 6 are people who love you so much and care about you so much and know you so well that they don't respect your business acumen, not at all. If you tell them they're starting a business and you want them to join, they will laugh at you and say, no, I remember how broke you really are. I remember when you got in all that trouble. I remember you as my little broke cousin. I don't trust you as a business owner because I know you too well. Okay, but guess what? They won't do a business with you and they shouldn't. All right, but guess what? They will support you with a one-time product order as a trial consumer. All right, if anybody's ever used their hot market or made those phone calls, okay, and got people to buy a product just to support them as a one-time trial consumer, please put in the chat that you've done that. Put that in the chat that you've done that. Okay, yeah, see a lot of yeses in the chat, especially my platinums. Look, Seymour said he did one 2 hours ago. It's a great way. Now, why do we do that? Why do we do that? And I wish that y'all panel, everybody could see what the panelists see. It's a whole lot of yeses. Now we have to do that. We have to coach our new member to do that. Why? Because when we help them, take them by the hand and help them get those first 3 or 4 or 5 customer orders as trial consumers. Just try it one time. I really appreciate it so much. Not asking you to join my business. Yeah, I'm in network marketing. You're not going to talk me out of it. But mom, dad, cousin, sister, uncle, wife, husband, adult child that got a job, favorite auntie, grandma, whoever it is, okay, whoever it is, okay, can you do me this small favor one time? It would mean the world to me. Can I count on you for your support? It's just like Girl Scouts go door to door. Okay, you're going to do that. You're going to teach them how to do that. Why? Because they don't need a lot of charisma to do that. But this is what it's going to do. It is going to help them make their money back. They're going to make their $100, $200, $300 back by getting a couple of orders up front. All right. Once they make their money back and they're in profit, they have successfully launched their business and they can move on. But that step is so important. Okay. And this is why people fail in network marketing, because if you were in a traditional business, you would always know exactly how much money it takes to make your money back, to get your $500,000 investment back. And you would also have a blueprint, a business plan, a strategy, okay, a timeline on what activities that you and your investors or investment partners, investment group, or workers and employees, you would know exactly how many orders it takes for you to make your money back and so on and so forth. The reason people fail in network marketing is because they don't do the things that they would do if they were involved in any other type of business. Okay. So there, and once you launch your hot market with people who you know and love and who know and love you, once you share products you believe in with people that you care about, write that down. Once you share products you believe in with people that you care about, then you can move on to your warm market and your cold market, your social media, your buttons, your online stuff, your leads. You can do all of that as an extension of step 6. We'll do a training on that later. But step 7, when I'm training a new member orientation, ladies and gentlemen, new member, okay, it's going to be the master the art of inviting. Okay, master the art of inviting. This is a gateway skill. This is one of the 4 core network marketing skills. And very quickly, I'm just going to give you a homework assignment on that. Okay, and the homework assignment that you should give every single personally sponsored member I have has completed this homework assignment. And if they haven't, they probably are not successful yet. Okay, it is going to be to listen or read the book Icebreakers by Tom Big Al Schreider. Okay, at least 10 times in your first 30 days. Okay, the book's only like an hour or something long. All right, it's an incredible book. It's only an hour or something long. It taught me everything I need to know about inviting. I personally have never read another book on inviting, but I have read that book in my life. I've read that book over 100 times. I read it in paper. I got the autographed paperback version. It's very short, but I also have the Audible version on my phone, and I've listened to that book at least 100 times. Okay, at least 100 times in my career in network marketing. It is the #1 best resource for mastering the art of inviting. Period. Point blank. End of story. Nothing else comes close. I don't care who says it. Okay, we've done things in inviting and network marketing that other companies and other leaders have been duplicating for the last 5 to 10 years. They never gave us credit, and we didn't want credit for it because we didn't invent it. We learned it from that book and then adapted it for our business model and adapted it for HBN or whatever company we were with at the time. And if people would simply just go to the source, they would know, ooh, I got this invitation from Will Sanders or his team. I'm gonna start using that, and I'm gonna just pretend like I did it. That's fine, dummy, if that's what you want to do, but you're cutting people, you're cutting your team, whatever company you're with, you're cutting your teams off from the original source of information, and that's not good for them. So we always tell the truth about where we get the stuff from. I told you at the beginning of this call, I didn't invent this. I learned this and tweaked it for HBN. Okay, this ain't my stuff. And so what happens is, when you master the art of inviting, it is going to make your business start to grow viral as far as your own personal production. It's going to be incredible. But rule number seven, when signing up a new member, you must. This is not negotiable for me. If I'm gonna work with you, I'll know if you've read that book X amount of times, 10 times in the first 30 days, and not 10 times in one day. Spread it out once every day or two. Get that information in your subconscious mind. Develop the habit. And if y'all want some additional information that you can give your teams the next 30 days or the next 30 days, I recommend the Color Personality book, okay, by Tom Big Al Schreider. Okay, I recommend the book on mini scripts for color personalities. That's a book that combines icebreakers and color personalities in one. I think it's called Mini Scripts for Color Personality Types or something to that effect. It's a short book, it's incredible, but you need to have read icebreakers and color personalities first. Then you can move on to that one. And then you have a book about rapport, trust, belief, and rapport. It's absolutely incredible. Okay, I recommend going through that book at least 10 times in 30 days as well. So that's your first 3 or 4 months of books. I don't recommend reading any of the books until you've mastered icebreakers, color personality types, and the book on trust, belief, and rapport. And then there's the color personality type book on many scripts. And then there's another book on why my goals aren't working. All right, it's an incredible book by Tom Big Al Schreider. They're short, they're inexpensive. You should buy 5 or 10 copies. I don't get paid to promote these books, shocker, but I recommend you buy them and you get them to your team. And when they finish reading it, get the audio, give it back to you, and so on and so forth, because that step number 7 is going to make you personally a whole lot of money. Okay, master the art of inviting is step number 7. Step number 8, hope y'all are taking copious amounts of notes, is going to be to learn how to present the business in a way that duplicates. And yes, Nancy, I'll go. Can somebody remind me? I'll go back through the books at the end of the call. Okay, but they're all by Tom Big Al Schreider. They can all be found on Amazon. They can all be found on Audible, and they can all be found at bigalbooks.com. Okay, bigalbooks.com. All right. Number 8, present the business in a way that duplicates. Okay, I'm gonna tell you right now the simplest, easiest way to present the business in a way that duplicates is to send a video. I hate to say it, it's not as effective as being in person. I promise you that. If you tell me that, Will, I can get just as much done on a Zoom with somebody as I can in person, that tells me one thing, that you're not very good in person. If you tell me, Will, it's so easy, I don't need to see him in person. I can just send a video. Okay, I can send a video. I can just do a Zoom. I can do a FaceTime. That tells me one thing and one thing only. You don't know what you're talking about, but what it really tells me is you're simply not that good in person. Period. Okay. Now, but to be fair, to the easiest way to present the business in the way that duplicates is to send a video. Okay. What's my preferred way? To be in person with the in person and do the business presentation myself. Okay, that's my preferred method. But if I can't do that, or if I'm not good at doing the business presentation yet, I'm still going to try to be with them in person. Okay, and I'm going to click play on the video. So, in order of my personal opinion of the best of what you got to do, new member orientation, learn to present the business in the way that duplicates. The quickest, fastest, easiest way to do it, learn how to send a video. That is easy to do and it duplicates incredibly well. However, once you get a certain skill level, don't stop there. Okay. Learn how to get in person with people. Okay. And click play on a video. It's better to watch a Joe Davis Zoom with somebody in person than it is to just send them a link to the Zoom or a link to the Zoom recording. It's the truth. All right. But once you get to that standpoint, you want to be the person doing the Zoom. You want to be the person in person doing the presentation. When you get to that point, when I first started network marketing, we didn't even have social media back then. We didn't even have any videos for the company. I think we had one, maybe, and it was a VHS tape. And I was like, all right, we're not doing that. I went to enough meetings in person because we weren't using social media to build businesses back then. And then I made it a point to do as many presentations as I could every single day until I became an expert. And the number was very, very, very high. Okay, I was averaging anywhere from 4 to 7 appointments per day, 5 days a week. And typically, out of 4 to 7 people who were booking, saying, "Yes, I'll appreciate it. I'll let you come to do a presentation, or I'll meet you for coffee so you can show me this business." Out of those 4 to 7 people, at least 3, 4, 5, sometimes 6 of them were actually showing up. So sometimes I got no shows. So what? But I got so good at doing the presentation, I said, "Hey, I don't even need a plug," what we used to call an upline back then. Now we call it a plugged in support team. But back then I was like, I don't even need an upline. I don't need anybody. I can invite people and I can present this business, and the closing is so easy if you do a quality presentation. But that's number 8. You need to present the business in a way that duplicates. You can click play on a video, send a video link on a product or business, and let the tool do the talking until you're good enough. Okay, there it is. Portable whiteboard and color markers. Buddy, been there, done that, and still do that to this very day. Thank you, Coach Sonic Jones. Great comment. Okay. And that's the thing. None of us, Coach Jones, Coach Marcus Jones, Coach Sonic Jones, Joe Davis, Melissa Brower, all these are the top earners on this call, these six-figure earners and multimillionaires on this call. Listen very clearly. None of us are actually better than you in any capacity at all. Okay. We maybe are just willing to do things that you didn't know to do, or we're willing to do things that you aren't willing to do. But if you do the things that we're teaching, you're going to be fantastic. Step number 9, new member orientation. Step number 9, okay, is to learn how to do new member orientations so that your new members have the greatest opportunity to be profitable and end up being successful. Okay. Number 9 is that you learn how to do these 10 steps that I'm teaching you. Okay. So that your new members have the greatest opportunity to be profitable. All right. You got to teach them. You have to master steps 1 through 8 by teaching them. Create the emotional and mental barriers to exit. Help them do a power line. Number 1. Number 2, place the appropriate initial order based on what they want and need. Number 3, place the auto ship if appropriate based on their goals. Step number 4, complete a back office review and the associated homework. Step 5, build belief and complete the associated homework assignment. Number 6, launch their business by creating a preliminary trial consumer list and teaching them how to launch their hot market so they make their money back and become profitable. Number 7, complete the homework and master the art of inviting because it's the gateway skill in network marketing. Number 8, present the business in a way that duplicates. It can be as simple as click and play on a video and letting a tool do the talking. Okay. You got that. Number 9 is simply taking those steps and learning how to do the new member orientation so that your new members have the greatest opportunity to be profitable. Period. That's really what it's all about. Last but not least is number 10. And you can write down the word squad in parentheses, SQUAD, squad. Okay, you know I love acronyms. Why? Because step 10 is to take action, but it's take action at the speed, quality, uniformity, and duration, okay, that matches your goals. Take action on the information according to the S, speed, Q, quality, U, uniformity. You want this stuff to duplicate. You don't need to deviate from it. It just works. Make as much money as I have in HBN, then go change it if you want. That's really what I would tell you to do. So speed, quality, uniformity, and duration. It takes time. Take action at the speed, quality, uniformity, and duration that is consistent with your goals, and you will get there. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not going to happen for you in 30 days. It's probably not going to happen for you in 60 days or 6 months. It takes time because even once you sponsor a certain number of people, you have to give them time to go through the same process that you went through. And that's the crazy part. Okay, the crazy part is that once you get your, I'm platinum now. Okay, you big time now, right? You platinum. You got 12 people, right? That's you big time. No, I'm big time now, right? Okay, no, not at all. You have to give your group time to mature and go through the same processes you did, and they are probably going to take twice as long for you to do it. So if you took a year and a half to get to where you are, you're going to probably have to give your group about 3 years to get there. That's just the truth. I wish I knew more $1 million earners in network marketing who are only with their companies for 1 year. But typically, most $1 million earners I know, and I know a ton of them, who you'll never know because half of them ain't got Facebook. They made their money and still make that money before social media ever came about. Okay, most of them have been with their companies, the fast ones, 5 years. But on average, they've been with their company about 10 years before they start making $1 million a year consistently. If you're not mentally willing to accept the fact that to make $1 million in network marketing, you got to be doing at least 10 million in volume. That takes time. That's the part people never tell you. Okay, and that's what's going to bring us into the lies of network marketing, which is the second part of this particular training. We'll be done on time, shockingly enough. But that's the new member orientation, and the books that I mentioned were all by Tom Big Al Schreider. He was just with us training in Vegas, an incredible training that we had right there. And there were books on the color personality types. There's 3 books in the color personality type series. One is on scripts, one is on the colors themselves, and one is on goals. Icebreakers by Tom Big Al Schreider, and there's another book called Trust, Influence, and Rapport, okay, by Tom Big Al Schreider as well. Those are the 5 books that I would recommend you read. 5 books in your first 5 months. Read each book about minimum 10 times per month, and it will change everything for you. And build that into a homework assignment for your organization. That is the 10 steps in a new member orientation. And as we close that section of the call off, I'm gonna tell you these are the 4 income producing activities that I personally plan on focusing on in 2023. These are the 4 income producing activities that I plan on focusing on in 2023. And notice what's not on this list: retailing and recruiting, signing people up, and selling product. Why? Because I can simply invite people. I cannot make them sign up or spend money. So I don't want to put those activities on my list of 4 income producing activities for 2023 because I do not control those things. I only want to focus on the things I can control. So number 1, adding people to my list. Okay, living my life in such a way where my list in my hot, warm, and cold market grows forever. I don't go out to prospect, I prospect while I'm out. And I am becoming devastatingly effective at living a life such that my list grows every single day that I go somewhere. It's shocking to me, but that's something I'm gonna be doing, adding people to my list of prospects, even though I probably will not talk to them about HBN the first time I meet them. I will meet them. I will meet their friends. I will start conversations. I will keep the conversations going on social media and in person and in text and on the phone. And when the magic moment occurs, when it becomes appropriate to talk about the products or business, because I've mastered the art of the invitation, I will be ready to take advantage of the magic moment. So number 1, add people to my list. Number 2, I will focus on inviting people. Okay, using a properly constructed script, and I'm gonna let the tool talk. And the tool can be a video, the tool can be a product sample, depends on the individual and the appropriateness of the interaction. But my second thing that's an income producing activity, first was add people to my list. Number 2 is going to be to invite people, okay, using a properly constructed script, and I'm gonna let a tool talk. Number 3, my income producing activity is going to be presenting the business, okay, in a way that duplicates. All right, I want to do more business opportunity presentations in 2023. I want to present the business in a way that duplicates. And then number 4, I want to conduct as many new member orientations as possible. That is my formula for success in 2023. I highly recommend that you adopt something similar. But that is the 4 income producing activities that I'm going to be on. And if I were to add a 5, it would be getting samples into the marketplace. But that's actually number 2, because if I invite people using a properly constructed script and I let a tool talk, the tool can be a video, the tool can be a product sample, the tool can be a Zoom link, there's a ton of tools. But at the end of the day, my favorite tools at HBN are samples and videos. So that's how that goes, presenting the business in a way that duplicates and also conducting as many new member orientations as possible. All right, so let's kind of dive into it. Now, this next section of the call is really going to be a mindset shift. I got to go through it very, very quickly. So we'll just talk about it in sections. And this is some things that people don't understand about network marketing, or you've been flat out lied to about network marketing, but I want to get through them all. The lines of consumption, okay? The lines of value, where the money comes from, all right? In this first section, I'm going to give you 4 numbers. So just write a big section A, all right? And the first one is going to be personal consumption, how much product you use on a monthly basis for yourself. The second is what we're going to call promotion consumption, and that's going to be sampling. Ladies and gentlemen, if you only have enough product for you and you don't plan on getting into any samples into the marketplace, that's unfortunate, but you're missing out on a huge form of value and volume, because if you don't have enough product for sampling, your teams don't have enough product for sampling, and that's going to affect your volume, and it's going to affect their ability to grow a business. Number three is going to be retail consumption. That's obviously going to be your retail customers. And then number four is going to be the reoccurring consumption, which is going to be your repeat orders, your auto ships, okay? And that's going to be in the form of existing customers who are buying over and over again, and reps who are buying over and over again as part of their personal consumption. Okay, so those are the four lines of volume. And number two, which is promotion consumption, excuse me, getting samples into the marketplace. Okay, this is why I have multiple 100 CV orders per month in the form of supply orders, because I put a lot of product into the marketplace. I got two people I need to drop product off to locally tomorrow that I told them I wanted to try the product out, and they agreed to try the products and so on and so forth. But number two, promotion consumption is actually going to drive personal consumption and retail consumption. Why? Because when people use the products that you put into their hands, because HBN products work a lot, not all the time, but a lot of times, those people become continuous retail customers and end up buying the product over and over again. It all started with a sample. All right. When I first started with HBN, when Major Marcus Jones started with HBN, when a lot of other people started with HBN, we actually got a product sample first, or one product first, or got sent a product with a gift card first. We tried the product out and we love it. One of HBN's all-time top volume generators. Okay, I think this young lady generated over $500,000 in volume. She started because she got a sample of black seed oil first with a gift card. Okay, it's just a thing. All right. So when you get promotion consumption up and you get product for samples, you get paid for that, but also your team is going to do that. You're going to make more, they're going to make more, but you're going to see the number of reps who join your team based on them falling in love with the product, and then the business, that number is going to go up. And then the number of people who become customers is going to go up, buying the product on their own month after month after month after month. So number two, promotion consumption actually drives your team growth, personal consumption, as well as retail consumption. And then number four, which is the holy grail of what we want here at network marketing, which is reoccurring orders from existing distributors as well as customers. What drives that? A valuable customer service after the sale. When someone decides to buy a product and then you provide valuable customer service after the sale to continue to deepen that relationship between customer, and distributor, you're going to see more of that, more people buying. And then from a rep standpoint, some reps are going to quit. It is what it is, but some won't. But if you facilitate emotionally impactful experiences with your organization, with the product, and in person in the form of events on a somewhat regular basis, you're going to see a lot more retention on the rep side as well. And education is going to help, because people will learn that if I'm not at 100 CV auto ship, well, I'm probably not going to be making the money that I need to make. Okay. So that's the first part, lines of value. Now, number two, B, section B that we're going to talk about is, just write this down. I'm going to say it 3 times. Proof of income is the lubrication that greases the wheel of productivity in this industry. I'll say it again 2 more times. Proof of income is the lubrication that greases the wheels of productivity in this industry. 3rd time, proof of income is the lubrication that greases the wheels of productivity in this industry. And the only way to develop a rapid flow of proof of income is to understand steps 2 and step 3. The only way to generate the proof of income fast enough to create legitimate, real stories about making money in this industry that people need to know is to understand step 2 and step 3. And as we flip back, ladies and gentlemen, to the new member orientation, what is step 2 and step 3? Place the appropriate initial order and place the auto ship if appropriate. If you really understand those, it's really going to click for you, because consultants have conversations. We are going to be talking to people and help them place the appropriate orders based on their financial goals and objectives, and their health goals and objectives, their financial wellness and so on and so forth, and their health wellness and whatever they want. Okay, we're going to help them, and then we're going to help place the appropriate auto ship if appropriate, based on what? Their goals and their financial objectives. All right. Now that makes a lot of sense. Here's going to be section C, because some people will tell you that it's all about the product, has nothing to do with the money, and that's a lie. And I don't want you to think that, because if you are all about the product and you want to have nothing to do with the money, you are delivering an unbalanced message. And if your message is imbalanced, okay, your check will be imbalanced and not in a good way. Okay, you got to balance that checkbook. You got to balance your message. It's got to be about the money and the product, because we have both here at HBN. Okay, section C. All right, why does it make sense? to really help people go with the highest available package that includes the most products. And I've never really heard anybody else talk it like this here at HBN. But why I call the lie at that one the all you got to do. The all you got to do is like, what does that really mean? All you got to do. All you got to do is get two people, 25 CV, talk to two people. I've said that before. That'll make you a little bit of money, sure, but you're not going to get to the level. Why? You've never bought enough products to get to the level. For example, if people like, let's pretend you didn't get a VP pack, you didn't buy a bunch of extra product to try out anything you thought would be good. You want to spend as little money as possible. Okay. People ask you, well, how do you like the skincare? You be like, I don't know. I ain't never tried the skincare. You could always lie about it, but that never works. Okay. Well, how do you like the sleep cream? I don't know. I ain't never bought the sleep cream. They just told me get mind, body, and soul. So that's all I got. Well, how do you like the bergamot oil? We start getting real specific. Well, I ain't never got the bergamot oil. They missed the presentation on training that Miss Akua set did on bergamot. All right, man. Well, what about this rose geranium? What does that do? Man, I don't know. I haven't got it. Nobody in my team got it because we all just got Nova coffee. We didn't get no VP packs. That's all we know what to do. Well, dang, man, I like to work out. What about the potassium? I don't know. Right? Listen, this is what happens when you don't do a VP pack and you don't get enough product to try out and experiment and use. I'm just telling you how it happens in real life. Okay. This is what happens. You can tell people, look, I haven't tried any of those products yet. Okay. I just tried a couple, but I'm in business, right? I want to invest the minimum, but I believe God is gonna bless me with the maximum. Boy, you sound so stupid when you say that. You really think that people can hear you say stuff like, I ain't tried nothing. I ain't got that. I don't know about that. They just came out with the lymphatic oil with the brush. I ain't got that. I wanted to invest the minimum, and I'm so stupid that I think sowing and reaping is not a spiritual law, and I can invest the minimum, and I think God gonna bless me with the maximum. I'm gonna have total financial freedom. Me and my family gonna be free. We gonna be rich. We gonna be happy and free because I did 25 CV and I'm on a 40 CV auto ship for 1 month at a time. You sound retarded. Will, do you like the CBD mint or the natural? Now, what's a lot of y'all answer? I'm just being real with you. What's a lot of y'all answer? I don't know. I ain't never had neither one of them, but I guess they good. What is my answer? The natural. I've tried them all. The natural. Why? Because I like to open up the bottle, and the HBN CBD oil is so loud, it's so potent, it brings me back to high school. I have a whole walk down memory lane when I open up HBN, the big CBD bottle. 2400, I open that. I feel like I'm in 1995, McMahon graduating class, cutting class, shooting dice. True story. We can be real with each other on these calls, ladies and gentlemen. I've been long since delivered and saved by then, but I like the natural fragrance of our CBD. But I've had the mint as well. Okay, so you just got, look, potassium, zinc, and magnesium. I like to work out. What's your favorite? And y'all might be like, I ain't never had none of them. I don't know none of that. I don't know fulvic acid. I ain't tried that yet, but I guess it's pretty good. You ain't gonna make no money, and your team is gonna make no money because you're playing the minimum and expecting God to bless you with the maximum. That would be just a ridiculous reverse of spiritual and universal law. That is a fact. Okay, listen. I'm gonna tell you how bad it sounds when you ain't did no VP pack, and I don't mean just when you ain't bought a ton of. I'm just being real. I'm gonna tell you how it sounds. Listen, I invested a little bit, but I want to make the most. Look, follow me. We going to the promised land. I got the dream team. We ready to go. I got the dream. I got the team. You need to come partner with me. Now listen, I ain't bought the products yet. I ain't even got a VP pack. I'm not at 100 CV auto ship. I ain't going to none of them events because I don't want to spend the money and take off from my job. So I'm not really committed. But just trust me, we gonna win big. My friend, the greatest sale I personally ever made, okay? The greatest sale I ever made is when I bought what I was selling. When I committed to what I wanted to do here at HBN. So you're gonna have to ask yourself, what did you do? Because they're gonna ask you, what did you do? And no matter what answer you give, I can tell you this truth as we get close to almost in the call. What you are is speaking so loudly that your prospects cannot hear a single word you say. What you are is speaking so loudly that your prospects cannot hear a single word you say. Okay? That is a fact. It took me so long to understand that I could not cheat universal law. I could not cheat God law. I couldn't cheat it and get results. I could not be smoking and or drinking every day and trying to manage a health and wellness company, even if nobody knew I was smoking or drinking every day. People would say no, and I couldn't figure out why. I could not be eating junk food every day, all day, and not working out, and then trying to run. I couldn't do it. Now y'all can try it, but like I already told you, nope, there ain't no new mistakes. There's only new people making old mistakes and old people making old mistakes. All right. Lie number 4, network marketing. You can put this under D. We're gonna go a little bit long tonight, but I hope y'all okay with that. I hope y'all getting value from this, and I hope that your teams get value from this, which is why we do this. Okay. Number 4, I've heard this lie since the beginning of getting in network marketing, and I finally figured out why it wasn't true. It took me HBN for me to stop saying this and to finally figure out why it wasn't true. And y'all have heard it before, but I'm sorry, this is untrue. Okay? All ships rise with the tide. I know, I know, I know. Everybody said it. I've said it. We've all said it. Okay, but I'm here to tell you the truth. And I'm explaining to you why. We're going to run a little bit long on the call, but hopefully y'all okay with that. All right? I'm going to tell you, all ships rise with the tide. Every leader I know in network marketing, I am no exception, have said this before. Ladies and gentlemen, this is bogus. Okay? Hey, just listen. HBN grew by 300% in 2021. How many of you grew by, how many people's teams, with the exception of very few of us on this call, maybe like 5 or 6 of us, how many people's team grew by 300% in 2021? Very few. Very few. Just because HBN get bigger don't mean you gonna get bigger. Okay, right. Major Marcus Jones, probably Seymour, Miss Charlotte's group grew despite some adversity. Her group grew. I know my group grew. Landy Martin group grew for sure. Right. A lot of, but not everybody. And the only reason I say it, I know Melissa's group grew, but the only reason I say it is because it's not a true statement. Just because HBN grow don't mean you growing. All right. Now here's why though. Well, why? If the company growing, the company getting visibility, they got top earners all over the place. HBN got more organic 6-figure earners than any other company in network marketing over the last 3 years. That is a fact. I'll say it again. HBN has more organic 6-figure earners as a company than any other company. And I said organic now, no deals and cheating and shenanigans. More organic 6-figure earners than any other company in the world over the last 3 years. That is a fact. Okay. This is why all ships don't rise with the tide, only some do. Because in order for the boat to benefit from the high tide, your boat got to be in the water. Your boat got to be in the water. If your boat is still on the dock or still on the shore because you ain't never went all in, you're not even in the water. So our checks are going to grow. You're just going to watch and feel stupid because HBN is growing, but you're not, because the boat has to be in the water. So what does it mean if your boat is in the water? Let me tell you. I'm going to tell you how you know if your boat's in the water. Okay? If most of your check, this is critical. If most of your check comes from people in your time zone, if 80, 90% of your check comes from people in your time zone, ladies and gentlemen, your boat is not in the water. It don't matter what happened when it don't matter what happened if the Florida team blowing up, but your organization in Louisiana, and that's where all your people are, your ship not gonna rise with the tide. You got to understand that. If the majority of your check comes from people in your time zone, your boat is not in the water. That is truth. Okay? For people who've been here longer than 3 years, if all your income, all of it is from your country, you don't have a single member in the UK, you ain't got a single member in Taiwan or Japan, look, y'all didn't hear this from me. We about to launch Africa. Paula has took our shipping internationally to another level, and you will hear some things about Africa in the very near future. So all the people been wanting to join from Africa, guess what? Y'all better get them on the list, start getting on these Zooms, tell them start saving their money, getting their money together for these VP packs. It's about to be live in HBN. I mean live. Seymour says he got people in his business from Panama, from his home. Because Marcus Jones says the entire the whole country of everybody in Australia is in Major Marcus Jones' organization. But look, they've been here for a while. You understand? They've been here for 3 years. Like I said, if you've been here 3 years or more, but all your income is from the nation you live in, your boat is not in the water. And look what the top earners started saying. Now, I got business in Panama. I got business in Australia. I got business in Taiwan. I got business in Japan. Melissa Brower got business in Scotland, Ireland, some other places, and the UK. Okay, so so when the companies start growing around the world, guess what? Major markets got business in the Middle East. I mean, you just got to understand. Look, Philippines. Okay, Philippines. All right. Joe Davis got business in Jamaica. Okay, the business, when it grows outside of your country and it's your quote unquote success team organization, your boat is in the water. Okay, if here's a good general rule: if all your income, 99.99999% of it, is all from your currency and all people who speak your language, your boat probably is not in the water. Now, this is not a bad thing. This is just letting people know, ooh, okay, I need to take my game to another level in 2023 with those income producing activities. All right. Here's another one. If every single person on your team look like you, your boat's not in the water, ladies and gentlemen. I don't want my team to look like me. I want my team to look like the world. Heaven ain't going to look just like me. Heaven going to look like the whole world. Okay. Another one. If everybody on your team is within 5 years younger or older than you, your boat is probably not in the water and you won't benefit from the incredible growth of HBN. That's why I love the Las Vegas event, ladies and gentlemen. I saw people who were Christian, Muslim, atheist, Jewish, agnostic. We saw everybody: black, white, millennials, young, older, wiser, like myself. I'm maybe a little older, a little wiser over here. We saw everybody. We saw every hairstyle represented, every skin tone represented. We saw different countries, people who were not born in the United States, it was beautiful. Okay? But you got to understand that. You got to understand. So, what's the first way that you can get your boat in the water? Listen to the whole call we just talked about. Listen to it again. If you can get those, start doing new member orientations, getting samples tomorrow, everything we just talked about, that's going to help you get your boat into the water. Let me give you one more, and this will give people a lot of hope. Before we got less than a page left to finish up this call, so we're running a little bit long, but we're doing fine. Okay. If you have on your team at least 4 people, 3 in one leg or 2 in two, however you want to do it. If you have at least 4 people on your team who are experiencing more success at HBN than they have in any other company in their history of network marketing, then your boat is in the water. It's barely in there, but at least it's in there. The more people you have on your team, they don't have to be diamonds yet. They could just be like, ooh, I'm at $500 a month. I ain't never made $500 a month. Or, ooh, I made $5,000 in commissions in the last couple of months. I've never made that amount of money in network marketing. I lost 60 pounds on these products. I have never lost 60 pounds on no products in the history of my life. Like, if you got people who are experiencing product and profit stories that are better than anything they've experienced before, at least 4 of them, your boat is in the water. Okay, your boat is in the water. The international stuff will come, but you want to make sure that at least your local area is exhibiting that. Okay, yeah, I know Miss Charlotte for sure. Her boat is in the water. Why? Because she's got multiple people who've never experienced the success financially or health wise as they have with HBN, and they've been with other companies before. Okay, okay. So let's now that we got that out the way, I'll ask this question again. Then we'll finish up the call. Okay. So, assuming your boat is in the water, now do you understand? It's a simple yes or no. Now, do you understand how a rising tide can lift all ships, assuming the boat is in the water? Is that a yes? Y'all understand the question? That's not a trick question. Okay, good. Okay, everybody's putting yeah. Now you understand. Now, here's the question for everybody who just said yes. And I mean, everybody. All y'all about to drown. Yep, I hate to say it, Sean. You too. Yep, it was a trick question. Just because your boat in the water does not mean a rising tide raises all ships. I know it should, but it don't. I tricked you, and I'm sorry for that. Let me help you not drown. If your boat is in the water and the tide is rising, you will still drown if your boat is anchored to the bottom. It's the anchor. We never talk about we're too excited about the good stuff to talk about the anchors. So we're going to finish this call by talking about the anchors. And we've already addressed a couple of them. not buying enough product, not being fully committed, but trying to convince other people to be committed. We talked about a lot of anchors on this call. If you go back and listen to it, you'll find them all. But here is my number one set of anchors that I hate. I despise it. And it is called subconscious limiting beliefs. Now, notice I didn't say subconscious limiting realities. I didn't say subconscious limiting facts. Okay. I said subconscious limiting beliefs. They aren't realities, but they're what we believe in a subconscious level. Now, if you say you have no limiting beliefs, you need help because what you do have is denial. Okay. Everybody's got them. Get rid of 10 of them, you got another one or two that pop up. Okay. That is a fact. I will give you an example of one. Then I'm going to give you some resources and we're going to wrap up this call. Okay. When me and my dad used to drive me to school every morning, he used to drive me to school and we would pass nice houses on St. Charles Avenue heading to school. And I would say, "Ooh, Dad, that house looks like a castle. Can we get one of those?" He said, "Those houses are for rich people, son." I said, "Dad, can we be rich?" He said, "No, the rich people here are crooks." He said he used to call them gangsters. They gangsters. He used to always call them crooks and gang. Everybody rich apparently to my dad was a gangster and a crook. And I quote. And he gave me that limiting belief. And so when I saw my cousin, who was a notorious drug dealer at the time, and he had a new car when he was in high school, and I didn't have no car, I just figured it's because he was a criminal. He was a gangster. He was a crook. It's what it is. They be rich. We don't. We work hard, son. We don't make a lot of money, but we good people, and we get to go to heaven, basically. Okay. Now that was a limiting belief. Not until network marketing did I meet hundreds, if not at this point, thousands of people who are super extra wealthy and who are great, incredible, fantastic people. All right. Yeah, in the hood, that's what we was all told. Yeah, thank you, Dita. Yeah, everybody. That's a limiting belief. It's not true. It's not true. But we believe it. Now, what are some things that we can do is watching those 100 videos in 100 days, attending events like Las Vegas. Somebody please put the ticket link for Orlando event and the dates in the chat, please. Okay, put that in the chat, please. So people get to Orlando so they can get their minds right coming into 2023 and not have. And a lot of people say, I've been in network marketing. I hear them talk. Will, I've been in network marketing for 20 years. They say, I've been in network marketing for 20. No, you haven't been in network marketing for 20 years. You've been in network marketing for 1 year, repeated 20 times. You ain't never had no 20-year success. I can look at your life circumstances. It's not a judgment. And ladies and gentlemen, I did this on the last call. It's the last call I'm doing this for because we're about to sell out anyway. The tickets are $50. If you get one while this call is going on, you can get them for $25. Get your ticket to Orlando now, March the 24th through 26th. Get your workbook, explode your organization, stop deliberating. Attending at least one boot camp a year is part of your overhead in this business, period. Walk on faith, get it done. Okay. Charlotte, no, look, we'll be there. It's going to be amazing. We'll be there. Okay. But that's the anchors is a subconscious limiting belief. So you can read books like The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. Okay. By Dr. Joseph Murphy. You can read books like Psycho-Cybernetics by Dr. Maxwell Maltz. You can read books like Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And those books will help you. You can read books like The Art of Living by Bob Proctor. Those books can help you. You can read the Bible cover to cover, and it will help you deal with your subconscious limiting belief. You can come to events, and we will show you shortcuts and things to help you deal with your subconscious limiting beliefs in person. Okay? But here's the thing. If you decide to keep doing this business and you never get the anchor up, you never deal with your subconscious limiting beliefs. This is what happens every single time. I've seen it, I don't know how many times. Your subconscious limiting beliefs will eventually become subconscious limiting attitudes. Now, your subconscious limiting beliefs will only hurt you, but your subconscious limiting attitudes will affect other people. And the most selfish thing you can do is stay in this business and not deal with your internal stuff, your bad habits. Okay. How do I know? Because I tried it. It's the worst thing, the most selfish thing you can ever do is not deal with your subconscious limiting beliefs, and you sabotage yourself because that's going to become limiting attitudes. And those limiting attitudes, if you don't deal with them, are going to become limiting behaviors. And ladies and gentlemen, when your subconscious limiting beliefs graduate to become subconscious limiting attitudes, eventually they become conscious limiting behaviors. And you will literally destroy people's businesses. You will destroy the opportunity for people. You will rip people away from HBN and bring them to garbage opportunities. You will bring them to opportunities that match your low level of belief. And this is why some people make 10,000 network marketing, and then the whole business fall apart and they jump somewhere else. They make 50,000, jump somewhere else. Why? Because their limiting belief says you're going to stay broke forever and you're going to grind and grind and grind and never become a millionaire ever again. It's a belief that they never dealt with. You can't outwork your subconscious mind, ladies and gentlemen. You have to study it, become an expert. The Bible talks about it all the time when it says things like, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. You understand? It says when it says according to your faith shall it be done unto you. The Bible and every other book I named addresses subconscious limiting beliefs as the root of everything negative, almost everything negative that happens to you. That's a whole nother training that it probably takes all of us a lifetime to go through. All right. But that's what it took for me to start achieving massive success, is implementing a process of new member orientation that's going to create duplication, and then to really deal with the anchors that were preventing me from succeeding despite the fact that I was taking the right amount of action. All right. So that's all we got time for the call for tonight. Ran about 10 minutes long. I appreciate y'all so much. I hope y'all got a ton of value from that. This recording will be posted ASAP. And please, if we can get this on Coach Jones's channel as well as Major Marcus Jones's channel, I think a lot more people will see it and it can help them build their businesses. And even if some of you can cut the recording, Mel, thank you so much. And if we can